Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And sometimes we have to call out our own people because sometimes they are a poor example of what a public servant or a preacher or a teacher or just a member of society is supposed to be. And Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, pictured here, fits this description of a black American who is a poor example of what her office ought to represent. Karen Bass is an example of what's wrong with American politics.
So, California Mayor Karen Bass reportedly is offering cash assistance to immigrants that are affected by the ICE raids. This is the same mayor who a few months ago was in Africa, reportedly attending an African president's inauguration while skipping her own country's inauguration. She was in Africa while her state was burning to the ground. And many of those citizens that lost everything due to those wildfires only received $700, but now she has money to give to immigrants. This is also the same mayor who reportedly was behind a plot in the 1980s to blow up the Capitol and was given a pardon by none other than Bill Epstein Clinton. Yeah, so I would say by now, you guys, it is clear as day what this Democrat Party is all about. They are anti-America. The only thing they push is for men to be women, women to be men, racism when they are the party that's behind it, and abortion. I would say that they should just go ahead and succeed from the union, because it's no unity. It's no United States of America as long as you have red and blue, in my opinion. They might as well just go ahead and succeed from the union, because I guarantee you, if they succeed from the union, they will fail quickly once they realize that they won't get far without the American workers' tax dollars.
Well, I think it's safe to say that she's not a Karen Bass supporter. I looked for information about her belonging to a group that was trying to blow up the Capitol and that she was pardoned by Bill Epstein Clinton. I guess y'all got that. But I couldn't verify that. According to the co pilot, that's not true. She did not do that. She has been in California politics for a long time. She was in the United States House of Representatives for several years, and then she decided to run for mayor of Los Angeles, and she won. And as far as I can see, I don't live in California, but I have family members that live in California, in Orange County, and in Los Angeles. So nobody that I know is impressed with Karen Bass. I spoke about this before when it was known that the ICE agents were coming to arrest the illegal immigrants in her city. Instead of her anticipating that there might be an uprising because the tensions were so high, because those people really believe that law enforcement is wrong, that even though they came into this city or they came into this country illegally, what ICE is doing to them is wrong. They're not the ones that's wrong. Law enforcement is the one that's wrong. And Karen Bass did not seem to prepare the people of Los Angeles for what was going to happen. Donald Trump had to call in the National Guard and the Marines for her to declare a curfew on the city. That's poor leadership right there. And now she has managed to dig up money to give to the undocumented migrants who are afraid to come out of their house and go to work because they're afraid they're going to be picked up by ICE. So now she has magically come up with money to give to them. Now, what's ironic about that to me is that black people in California are trying to get reparations for slavery. They are not there illegally. ICE is not looking for them, and they need their money too. The least that she could do would be to speak out on behalf of the reparations task force and make the case of why those black people in California should be given reparations. She hasn't said anything about reparations as far as I know. And she certainly hasn't spoken out in support of it. And those black people in California are not illegally. They're not talking about giving money to illegals or undocumented people. And the main thing about it was that California was not even a slave state. But when those people from the South moved to California with those slaves, they still held those people enslaved, and their descendants need to be paid for that. She has now decided that she's going to raid some kind of local fund that they have. It sounds like an emergency fund for the people of Los Angeles. She's going to take that money and give it to the people who are afraid to come out of their house. I believe that it is unlawful for her to be doing that. It's like she's harboring criminals. She's supporting criminals, helping them to evade the law. I believe there's something wrong with that. Matter of fact, I thought she was going to get arrested when she tried to stand in the way of ICE arresting those illegals. Because here's the thing, they have a reparations task force in California. And she has not said anything about that for her own people, but she's out there basically breaking the law for the illegals, giving them money that should go to the people of Los Angeles. Los Angeles has a serious homeless problem. The people in Los Angeles are already saying the rent is too high, food is too high. The people of Los Angeles need that money for what it's for. And then he earlier in the video, the lady said that the people that were victims of those fires that were burning out of control when she was in Ghana to the inauguration of the new president of Ghana, they only got $700. That money needed to go to those people. They needed more assistance than $700. The people of Los Angeles need help. And that's her primary responsibility to all of the people of Los Angeles, not just undocumented workers. Here she is trying to give some kind of justification for why she's giving these people that money.
In our community development programs, there's resources there in our family resource centers, but we also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. I have met with family members who they needed two incomes in order to make the rent. Well, one income was lost in a raid when someone was detained, and this woman with her children now is concerned that she might face being evicted and being homeless. And so it's that type of emergency assistance, and we're fortunate that there's a lot of philanthropic partners who have contributed, and many more I hope that will join in and contribute.
Those people are in a bad situation. Some of them, I'm sure, came here with their parents illegally and have lived here for many years, have made their life here, built their families here, but they were always illegal. So the question is it wrong? Is it wrong to send them back to their original homeland? That's a question. It is a question. But the fact of the matter is, she also has people who are citizens of that city who are in need. And I'm going to just throw this in. For Karen Bass, it may not just be political. Karen Bass was married to a Mexican man from 1980 to 1986. They had a daughter. Her daughter and son in law were killed in a car accident in 2006. Reportedly, Karen Bass and her divorced husband stayed on good terms. He went on to have four other children with some other relationship, Mexican children. And she has apparently embraced those children sort of like as her own. So she calls that her Latino family. So it's not just political with her, it's also personal. I have seen pictures of her with these supposed stepchildren, but I haven't seen her with any black family. So this may be her family. So you do have to look at it from that point of view too. And some of them might be undocumented for all we know. So the oligarchy keeps on rolling. This woman is suggesting that these politicians are not using the money for what they say they're using it for. They're saying they are using it for one thing, but they're actually pocketing the money. That would not surprise us. It would not surprise us. But I do know that as far as I'm concerned, Karen Bass is what's wrong with politics. She doesn't even seem like an honest broker to me. The way she's moving in Los Angeles, it's like Los Angeles is separate from the rest of the country and that they don't have to follow the rules and that she can just make up the rules as she goes. I think it's just a terrible precedent for young people in this country who would like to go into politics for the right reason. But we shall see how this all turns out. But it just seems to me like what she's doing is not quite on the up and up. But let me know what you think about this. Thank you for listening and have a good evening.